Who's ready to elevate? Who's ready to set it straight? Who's ready to talk about the topics up for debate? See, you can't rehearse this. We ain't talking purses. We're talking about breaking those generational curses. For us ladies, it's urgent. And babies running to surgeons. Want it fixed in a hurry. In the fall, they're blurry. Men keeping us worried. Tables are topsy-turvy. Wanting ladies to save them and ladies emasculating. So hello, ladies. How are you guys?
How everybody doing?
Everybody, how was everybody's day?
No complaints whatsoever. I've been crying tears. These girls are hilarious. Do you?
Yes, they are.
I have to do behind the scenes lashes off. Convenience or commitment? Like, what are we welcoming? What are we inviting into our life, and into our spirit, into our vessel? Is it something that's convenient? Which for me, I feel like we do a lot of things that's convenient. They are selfish moves, but we do them because it's convenient. It doesn't take a lot of effort to do something that's convenient and familiar. You understand? So sometimes we'll do that because it's easier. So I don't see a lot of growth when I take the route of convenience all the time versus commitment.
Early on, having a lack of commitment has led to our getting comfortable in a space of convenience. And of course, we all need some convenience at some point in our lives. But when we get too complacent with convenience, commitment becomes something that we don't even think about. But if I'm in it, then I'm committed and I'm going to see it through to the end, no matter how painful it gets. Late nights, long hours, food, whatever, going without, because commitment is setting me up for the big picture future that I want. So I know that right now, in this moment, in this season, it's going to take a lot of commitment from me. If I'm willing to stay committed to something and see it through, then convenience is going to come at the end after I put in all the work. So
when I walk through, I got sauce, came with the gang, chopper rain, get her up, shine.
I feel like that I've been committed to a lot of things for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to kind of let it play out how it is. But in terms of like relationships, I totally agree with that. Because a lot of times people are coming in for convenience. They're coming in for convenience. They don't even really understand in relationships. There's no conversations really being had. You're kind of going with the flow. You kind of, I like this person. They give me a little attention. Then you giving them attention and you kind of just go. But nobody's really taking the time, as we should, to really say, what type of baggage do they have? And what type of baggage do I have that I have not dealt with? So that we can come together and have some level of intimacy. Because when you got all this stuff going on, it's kind of hard to get to that point. So you can be committed, but then you got to also address some of the other stuff that comes with it as well. And that's just my take on it.
Absolutely. That vision that you see, that you set for yourself, that goal that sometimes we set, but a lot of people don't take the moves to get to that goal. The commitment side of it helps you get there. And I know that because I'm living it every day. They don't know all the time. Sometimes it's a leap of faith because everything around it looks so good. Everything around it looks so cushioned. But sometimes when you really want something, you will go for it and you put your all in it. At least that's where I am with things if it's something that I really want. So I sacrifice hours. I sacrifice sleep. I double clutch. I quadruple jobs because what I want to me is important. And they say if you want something different, you have to do something different. So that's what approach I started taking, because I don't want to keep going through the same things and talking about the same motions. I want action. So I had to change that. And I said, so it's no more convenience and no more elements of my life. It's clearly commitment. The convenient part is not going to work. It doesn't help. Experience that happened, and it was an eye opener, and I said, wow. You understand? It let me know where I needed to adjust, because it let me know what I had been welcoming.
Shorty right there's a 10. A 10. Shorty, you a 10. A 10. Yeah, shorty, you a 10. A 10. Shorty, you a 10. A 10. Oh, yeah.
As a people have become comfortable with convenience, so commitment is kind of a thing of the past. So I think, yeah, even myself have to sometimes remind myself that, okay, this is what you committed to, so you need to see it through to the end. So yeah, in business, in relationships, everything, because life is about relationships anyway.
That's
so
right.
we have to decide, okay, is this important enough for me in terms of where I'm looking towards the future for the big picture? Is it important enough for me to stay committed to it? And if it's not, then it's time to do some reevaluation to see, if we're going to stay on this path, or if we're going to commit to a new direction that's going to get us to where we're trying to go.
Absolutely.
Wise.
Absolutely. Very well said. So I really wanted to discuss that because I had to, really, like I said, reevaluate some things. And again, that comes too with prioritizing, because it helps you to prioritize. That's the reason why I brought that up, guys, because what I wanted to do with our people out there is I wanted everybody to take a piece of paper. If you don't use paper, you went beyond that and you're on the computer, whatever it takes, I want you to actually take that and write on both sides, convenience and commitment. And when you write those two down, I want you to take the things that's in your life that's going on, that's current right now, and write them down where they apply on either side. Then that'll help you balance and know what is actually there that may need to be removed. All that convenience is taken away from your commitment. You get where I'm going? So when I did that for myself, I said, wow, it's some things that's not deserving of your time. And it's not saying that you got to cut something out, but it teaches me how to curve and create my map on what time how my percentages need to add out, because there's a lot that we commit to, but we know for a fact there's certain things that the commitment is a little larger. That's just how it works in life. That's how we keep our train rolling. Same as with you. You got ARG, that's your baby. You got to feed her. Then you have your other baby that keeps you feeding her. Commitment. So it helped me map out how I need to commit and which way I need to commit. So I want everybody out there to do that exercise and see if it's helpful to you in your life with being able to dissect that. Because like D said, and even Q said, we all have some things that are convenient, but you don't want your convenience to outweigh your commitment.
Wow.
I have been stagnated because of that. And I'll be the first to admit it. That's what it helped me to realize. That's why I brought this up. It's not just something random. It's real. I'm applying it and I'm taking the steps to make it better, because if not, trust me, you're going to see yourself in the same positions over and over again, because I can see my growth. It may be baby steps in some areas, some are even bigger, but I can see it and I see what's coming. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm not going to stop my momentum. You have a lot of people, oh, you're doing something. I absolutely am. And I hope you can join me in what I'm doing, because I'm not going to stop until I get what it is that I'm trying to get. And I'm so happy to have the right people on my team. So I really wanted to discuss that because I had to, really, like I said, reevaluate some things. And again, that comes too with prioritizing, because it helps you to prioritize. That's the reason why I brought that up, guys, because what I wanted to do with our people out there is I wanted everybody to take a piece of paper. If you don't use paper, you went beyond that and you're on the computer, whatever it takes, I want you to actually take that and write on both sides, convenience and commitment. And when you write those two down, I want you to take the things that's in your life that's going on, that's current right now, and write them down where they apply on either side. Then that'll help you balance and know what is actually there that may need to be removed. all that convenience is taken away from your commitment. You get where I'm going? So when I did that for myself, I said, wow, it's some things that's not deserving of your time. And it's not saying that you got to cut something out, but it teaches me how to curve and create my map on what time need what, how my percentages need to add out, because there's a lot that we commit to, but we know for a fact there's certain things that the commitment is a little larger. That's just how it works in life. That's how we keep our train rolling. Same as with you, you got ARG, that's your baby. You know you got to feed her. Then you have your other baby that keeps you feeding her.
Mm-hmm.
Commitment. You get, so it helped me map out how I need to commit and which way I need to commit. So I want everybody out there to do that exercise and see if it's helpful to you in your life with being able to dissect that. Because like D said, and even Q said, we all have some things that are convenient, but you don't want your convenience to outweigh your commitment.
Wow.
I have been stagnated because of that. And I'll be the first to admit it. That's what it helped me to realize. That's why I brought this up. It's not just something random. It's real. I'm applying it and I'm taking the steps to make it better, because if not, trust me, you're going to see yourself in the same positions over and over again, because I can see my growth. It may be baby steps in some areas, some are even bigger, but I can see it and I see what's coming. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm not going to stop my momentum. You have a lot of people, oh, you're doing something. I absolutely am. And I hope you can join me in what I'm doing, because I'm not going to stop until I can get what it is that I'm trying to get. And I'm so happy to have the right people on my team. So I really wanted to discuss that, because I had to, really, like I said, reevaluate some things. And again, that comes too with prioritizing, because it helps you to prioritize. That's the reason why I brought that up, guys, because what I wanted to do with our people out there is I wanted everybody to take a piece of paper. If you don't use paper, you went beyond that and you're on the computer, whatever it takes, I want you to actually take that and write on both sides, convenience and commitment. And when you write those two down, I want you to take the things that's in your life that's going on, that's current right now, and write them down where they apply on either side. Then that'll help you balance and know.
See, he make the possible out of the impossible. He's clearing your pathway. He's moving them obstacles. See, he give you strength to stand when the mothers pray that you fall. Feel like the world on your shoulders. He the one that come lift it all. With a reason he paid the cost.
I just want to say, as far as the commitment again, is just basically, I want us to be committed to us. They're not separating us from anybody else, but when I mean committed to us, I mean committed to us. That was the call that I had earlier, and what I heard, we definitely need to, have a lot of different things in place and partnerships with us that are committed relationships, so that we can be able to grow on the level that we're supposed to grow on. That 40 acres in the mule, we only got to wait for it. We can go get it.
And you know what? You saying that just brought back to my remembrance how we got caught in the pouring down rain in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
When you drove down to my graduation, that for me was huge, because I gave up a lot. I sacrificed relationships. I sacrificed work, sleep, everything, but it was worth it. And then we got caught in the pouring down rain, but that didn't bother me because I know why I was there.
And what people have symbolizes blessings, that he is present with you on that day. So you got to remember that part of that when the rain part comes in. Some people look at it like a somber thing. So it's all about how you look at it. That's how I try to look at life. It's all about how you look at the situation.
There you go.
Lets me keep it moving. But yeah, and that is my whole point of the convenience and commitment. So that is very well said. That's my whole point. It's evaluating what you have going on so that you can get it, because nobody can get it for us individually. Now, collectively, we get even more.
Right.
That's a part of the drive. And us as a people, us as elevated mindset, us together, we can collectively do this. Pouring into our baby every day, something that you can look back and say, I gave her some applesauce. I gave her
Right.
a cup of milk. I
Right.
gave her a cracker. Polly want a cracker. The small thing, every little bit helps.
Yep.
'Cause
Every
I
little
wake
bit
up
adds
thinking
up to a
about it. I
lot.
eat it, I sleep it, I breathe it, so, and it's not just this, is everything that's around me. So you can only imagine how the hats be rolling.
Vera, you know we tally up at 4 o'clock. What is your problem?
Kiss my ass, sugar. I've got to watch my girls until the last trick is gone, and I'm not about to ask no customer to roll over so I can punch some goddamn clock. Now, this is your place, but I am in charge of the girls. And you can just kiss my ass.
Oh, baby, please.
No, stop it, sugar. Stop doing. Don't do that. Stop that.
So, baby, how we doing now?
We made about 200.
200? Your girl's been back there all night. How they only make $200?
You kiss my ass quick. I don't never say nothing to you when the crap table and the bar come up short.
Because the bar and the crap table never come up short, just the girls.
Uh-oh. Now, calm down, Vera.
Kiss my ass, sugar. I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.
I ain't trying to say shit. You in charge of the girls, right?
I am in charge of the girls.
Are you in charge of the girls?
I am in charge of the girls.
Okay, the girls are always coming up short. All right, let's get the shit out in the open. The girls are always coming up short. Even when the place is packed, the girls come up short. Now, either you or them got a problem with their arithmetic.
Are you saying I'm stealing?
The man didn't say you was stealing, Vera. Now come on over here and sit down and shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up, Benny. I would tell you to kiss my ass too, but you probably can't find it, you blind motherfucker.
Fuck you, bitch.
Me and you got to step out back.
Hey, it was just a misunderstanding.
No it ain't. It ain't no misunderstanding. Quick just accused me of stealing. And if you gonna take up for Quick in here, we can all be some fighting motherfuckers in here this evening. Bring your ass, nigga. Bring it on. Come on. Bring your ass. Come on, get up and come on, motherfucker.
Are talking about grandparents raising their grandchildren tonight on Elevated Mindset. So we want you guys' opinions. Remember to go like, share, and subscribe. And we're gonna get Barbara's take on the grandparents raising grandchildren. But first, I want to get a couple of pointers from D and Q on the topic itself before we jump right back into that. How are you ladies feeling about the grandparents raising grandchildren?
Well, there are a lot of different reasons why grandparents end up raising grandchildren. And I think, we kind of touched on it a little bit before, but, when it's part of, being a part of that village to help raise grandchildren, because you have to, for whatever reason, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But when the kids are irresponsible, or the children's parents are just not in tune with, or they're not in that space where they're ready to be parents, although they have given birth, and they still have things that they, want to do that does not include being a parent. For me, that's a problem. I can't speak for anybody else. Me being a grandmother myself, I'm not that grandmother that's going to just be sitting around the house waiting for you to drop the kids off, for me to bake cookies and do all that stuff with. Now, I do spend time with my grandkids and I love them very dearly, but, I have things that I want to do after I've raised my kids and then other people's kids too. So, for me, and it may sound selfish, but for me, it's my time to do some of those things that I had to put aside because I didn't have a choice but to raise my own. Hats off to you, and I'll do it if I have to.
Decent. No worries, you have spoken.
Listen, I missed the first laugh. I missed the first one when you felt like laughing. Now here D go again. I caught this one.
Like you don't have to say. You said what in Nene Leak's voice. I said what I said.
Right. I meant just that. And it's nothing that my kids do not know, because they are very well aware. And as a matter of fact, my grandchildren are very well aware.
I
of
think
that.
they all know how D rolls. I think that
Right.
Absolutely.
they know.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to sip my wine on that note.
All right.
Hats off to you.
So, Miss Barbara,
Yes, Miss Barbara.
Yeah.
back to you and your take on the grandchildren. And even, we spoke on commitment or convenience. And just to give you that little excerpt real quick, if you did want to touch on it, we were speaking on things in your life that we welcoming in. Is it convenient? And I spoke to you about that earlier when we were speaking about the grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of, are you welcoming in more convenience than you are commitment? Because commitment actually creates growth. And convenience is easy because it don't take a lot of effort. So sometimes we choose convenience over commitment. And I asked earlier for everybody to do the exercise of writing those two words on the left and right side of their paper and putting up underneath there what you have in your life at this current moment that's convenient and what you have that you are committing yourself to. Because anything that's convenient is just basically sometimes it's taking up space unless it's something like we said, minute. Some things need to be convenient.
Right.
Does your husband fall up under that category of commitment and convenience?
Absolutely, because we said I used it in a wide, broad method on all the way across the board. For me, it's in every situationship, every relationship, friendships, work, however you relate it to life. I think if you committing to something, I think you'll put more effort in it. You'll have more passion about it. You'll wake up and it'll burn in your soul. That's just how I feel about certain things. You'll look at it and you'll feel like I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for the success of this. I'm responsible for the growth of this. I have to play my position the same way we have to be up at 4:30 and I know that I have to be here or not. I'm going to have somebody standing in the dark waiting for me.
Yeah.
That resonates with me and I know what I got to get up and do.
Right.
I want to be passionate about everything I'm doing in that same way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I'm speaking on this convenience or commitment.
And just
what are
like
your thoughts?
when it came to raising my grandson, that was a commitment. I knew that it was not going to be easy. I knew I had to make some life changes. I knew I had to put some things on hold in my life, but I also had to be prepared for the changes that were going to come along in my relationship with my husband. It's just like a job, you never know exactly what's going to happen until you get there and you start working. Anything. It's like the kids we deal with every day on our job. Every day I tell my husband, I say, every day there's something different. I don't care if I carry the same kids or if I don't. If I travel the same road, each day I see something different along that path. Every day there's something that makes me laugh, and I'm thankful to God for that.
Oh yeah, you better believe it.
Right. That's right.
And I'm so much of, now that I'm in my 60s, as I get older, it's like everything changes without me realizing that my wants and my needs, my perspectives have changed.
Yes, the thought process shifts. It definitely shifts.
And I think a lot of it has come with, of course, your life experiences and the lives of others that have touched me in ways that I didn't realize it touched me until something comes along and I go, wow, me and this person talked about this.
Right.
And it's amazing how, to me, everything is a journey. And it's up to us to learn something. We never really may realize what particular journey we're on, but we're here for a reason. We're here for a reason, not for ourselves, but I believe we're here for a reason because in some way or another, we're here to touch other people. Everything is a cause and effect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everything. And there are consequences for everything we do.
%, transparent. Right after the B&B, I put in my mind that I wanted to complete my book and that I was going to complete it within a certain amount of weeks. And I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I did it because I committed to saying that this is going to happen. You can make something happen if you commit to it. It wasn't so humongous, but it was huge for me because I had been putting it off. So I don't care if people take baby steps, you know,
Right.
just putting a little bit of something into it is all I'm saying.
And
Something
you know
toward it.
what? And you know what, not to cut you off, but a big part of that too is with me, since I have moved to Georgia from California. Again, I'm so thankful to God because He has put me with, I have been surrounded by so many positive people. And that plays a big role because, you know, when you're around positive people, it begins to open up your inside creativity.
Yeah.
And you'd be
Right.
surprised that and me and my mother's 89 years old. My mother will be 90 in May.
Wow.
And she's a retired RN. And my mother has always instilled in us to read and to learn as much as you can, because you never know what you have to end up doing to feed your family. You learn,
Preach, mama.
you learn something.
Lady
from
after
that.
my own heart, because I've done many of jobs.
I'm telling you, hey, from cleaning toilets to
You better
name it.
believe it. And I tell people and did each one very well and proudly.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And it's like, you know, I mean, I commend you for what you have done, because I think it's a great thing. And I am happy to be surrounded by ladies, you know, who are accomplishing their goals, not afraid to step outside the box, not worried about what somebody's going to say.
Yeah, and you know what? We have to be careful too of telling ourselves that we're making a commitment, but we're really lying to ourselves, because we know that we're not going to follow through on these things. And I'm speaking for me, but
Right.
you know, in general, I know that a lot of times we say that we're going to do something and it's like, okay, I'm committing to this right here, right now. But then as soon as a convenience comes along and it wiggles his hand in our face saying, hey, I'm convenienced, I'm right here. And then you step into that convenience spot and it's like, okay, you just lied to yourself because you said it was commitment, but you knew it was a lie. So,
And see, that's why I brought up the point of what I said about the book, because we can get started. It happens. It happens. And the only way to me that it start making a difference, because everything that I got on that paper may not happen exactly in the order that I want to happen or the time. But for me to have it as a reference, the same way as people doing a vision board, they can make that and kind of execute that to a certain extent. It's the same thing to me. It's just a map, because like I said, nothing gets really removed unless it needs to be.
It just gets shifted, and that's
it just gets shifted so you can know where to lay your time. So that's how I looked at it. I'm like, okay, I just need to know how to readjust a little bit, because I definitely fall off some things, but I have to remember, okay, this is important.
And when you said that, when you initially said that, I wrote it down and said, D, stop lying to yourself in the name of commitment. So,
oh, wow. And that's a good statement, because that applies all the way across the board.
Wow.
Even with my, you know, the same thing what we just said, because that's another reason why I was passionate about it, because it's the convenience part. That's still a part of it. You're tricking yourself. It's an illusion, because it feels good to pick the convenience, because I can look at that over there and say, wow, I got 4 things of laundry.
Yep, there's always tomorrow.
Ready to make this little mean thing that I gotta make, and I enjoy that. Y'all know I enjoy to create content. Laundry, content, both of them gotta be done.
But this meme is more.
I'm gonna go to that content. You know why? And I can do that so quick and fast. This might take a little while, but I went to the convenience, and that's a small example, but it's choosing what's convenient, what's normal, what's easy. The same way as they say when, you know, you're doing assignments, and you know this did, and probably all of us, because we all had experience with college, but they'll always tell you to do that harder task first. You know, and sometimes in our method, like, I'm gonna knock this out of the way, but it's that hard thing you want to knock out the way so you can breeze on through the easy part.
Absolutely.
There it is.
So I'm gonna remove the word try. I am now applying that to my life in all aspects, as much as I can control of it. I might not get it perfect, but I'm gonna get it as close to perfect as I need it to be for me, so that I can elevate my mindset.
And I needed this topic tonight because it just forced me back into that space, because I'm very, very familiar with being uncomfortably aggressive towards reaching my goals. And so I can feel myself where I've gotten into a place of comfort, not completely, because you guys know me better than anybody. And you know, I work, but I have to divide my focus and put some of that commitment in some other spaces where I have other things going on. So instead of giving so much commitment to this one thing, I need to divide that commitment up and get uncomfortably aggressive.
That's what it's all about.
Again.
And when I speak on it, ladies, I'm naturally pushy with my people in entrepreneurship. You know, I love everybody, but anything that I know people got a passion for, want to do, or got a desire for, like people names come out of my mouth when they not even around. I might be speaking on something. If we talking about designing today and decorating, I was talking about cube. When we was talking about purple relating, we talking about how the names coming out of my mouth on a regular basis. Ears should be itching because that's just regular for me. Because I want to see people just go all the way through the roof.
Right.
Yes. You know, with whatever it is they doing. So if I see it and I know they got it, I'm like, hey, you pushing theirs, push you.
And the truth is, we got everything in us that we need to get to that next level.
That's right.
Just to tap into it.
I just don't like to see people give 110% to something else and 0% to them.
Right.
Like, give your feed your baby.
I'm guilty, and
If
I
you
know
feed
if
your
I don't
baby,
take care of
we
my
have all
baby,
been guilty
nobody
at
else
some
will.
point.
Yep.
You know, I good about the other day I made some money while I was asleep. That was a good feeling. It wasn't a lot, but I made money while I was sleeping. The whole goal of elevating is to make money while you sleep. So when I woke up and I'm looking to check one thing, and I said, well, where did that come from? I had to go back.
That was sold a while back.
I had to go back and look. I said, oh, because I was thrown off. I had stopped looking. You know how sometimes you look for something, and I ain't checking for that. Whenever it come, it come.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when them numbers change and I go and look, and I said, well, hallelujah.
There it is.
And so my thing is, it was work, as you said, that it was seeds that I had already sold from some nights that I had lost sleep, or I waited a long time to eat. I still need to eat. That I wait, that type of stuff. And I looked at it, and it's a good feeling. Sometimes it's small, but it still feels good because I chose the commitment that time instead of the convenience. So I have my times where I lean to the convenience, but sometimes I feel like I deserve it. As we said earlier, sometimes you need a little convenience, but I don't want it to ever affect what I'm committed to.
Oh, that's good.
So I do what I have to do sometimes, even when I'm not ready. I'm running because I want to make sure I make time for what I tell people, or I make sure I do this if I tell you I'm gonna do it. And sometimes I fall a little short, but I'll jump back on the horse.
Like what Ms. Barbara said about community, and I really wanted to jump in with the community part as far as, the people that are supporting the podcast and elevated mindset. It's because that's just really what it is. This is just about elevating your mind, being open to grow, taking the tools, being disciplined with those tools. You have older people, you can learn from younger people, just being open and just taking your mindset to the next level. So I just want to thank the community that is supporting. I thank everybody for their their shares, their subscribing. All of that is so important. And remember, we have a couple things that are going on. I want to make sure we didn't forget that in this podcast. We got the birthday ball in December.
It's a business networking event that we're having in December, but it is somebody's special's birthday in December as well. So,
and then also we're going to be giving away some goodies.
Yeah, some prizes.
You got to like, you got to subscribe, and you got to share so that you can be a part of that. So make sure you do all three. Make sure you share and like and subscribe. Share, like, subscribe. And then that way you can be in that pool.
You got to drop your name in the comments and let us know that you have shared and subscribed so that you can, be entered to win those fabulous prizes. And you really don't want to miss out on those.
You do not.
And the biggest prize of them all, drum roll, is going to be that we're going to have a live taping at that event that we're having in December for our audience to join in for a live taping of the elevator.
Oh, wow.
So that is what's going to be happening. So that's going to be a big event. Everything right now is being orchestrated for it. We're real excited about it. it's going to be epic, and everybody's going to have a chance to have all this information in advance, so you can take advantage of getting your spots reserved right away, because you're going to want to be a big part of this. We got some great things happening. We do.
Yes.
We want you guys to come with us.
On this
You
elevation.
ladies.
We don't want to elevate alone. We want to elevate with you. So it's important for us that you not just come and watch the videos. Don't get me wrong. All of it is helpful. Even when you just view, it's helpful. So why not subscribe? Because you have a lot of people, they'll go and watch that they have yet to subscribe. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what that's about sometimes, but people have their way of doing things. I'm not really going to speak on it. I'll save that for another topic. But by all means, subscribe to the podcast. It's a lot of educational information, a lot of things you can learn. We do advertisements, and we're going to get that started real soon. Right now, we're still building and we're still growing. We want to make sure that we give everybody exactly what they deserve if they come on in that element. But you'll be able to come through and have 20 to 30 seconds, sometimes even longer type commercials that will advertise your business on the podcast. So podcast is only going to get bigger and better as it goes. So
Come grow with us.
Yes, grow with us. And if you're interested in being a guest, remember to reach out to us via email or drop something in the comments. We'll check them and we'll get in touch with you and make sure we have you on the show the same way we have the lovely Miss Barbara Boyles on tonight. And thank you again for joining us, Miss Boyles. Anything else you wanted to add to our topics that we're speaking on tonight?
No, I just want to say it's really exciting to be on here and listen to what you ladies have to say, because it definitely opens up my eyes, and it makes me reflect and I just enjoy it. I really, really do. And I'm looking
Well, that's
forward to
why we do it. We want to basically just be a vessel, a voice with substance, not just to be a voice to be heard, but to be able to help, to be able to share. And again, as Q was saying, we make sure we stay teachable, because to me, anytime you're not teachable anymore, you may as well just fold those arms on up and lay down and get the dirt. And that's just my opinion once people become unteachable, because I learn things from my children that I carry around every day. So you can learn, as you said, Q, you can learn from anybody. It's all about being open-minded and not feeling like you're so educated on everything that you're not open to learn something else from somebody else.
And we learn on this, even when we have our different topics, we learn something from each other every time we speak.
My goal is to learn something every day.
Right.
If I don't learn something new, I feel cheated.
This podcast was birthed out of obedience to the Spirit, not just because we decided one day that, hey, y'all, let's get together and just have some conversations, and put it out there for other people. This podcast was birthed out of obedience to the Spirit.
Absolutely.
And God knows that it is, because he know I ain't even trying to be on nobody's camera. I'm behind the scenes pushing
She is
buttons
not a
behind
camera
the
person.
Everybody that know me know that I'm not trying to. So you got to know I be pulling hair when it's time to turn this camera on. Lord, help me, Jesus.
That's why she's the one that become. Give me a minute, because she's gonna have to do 1, 2, and the 3 before she comes to this camera. That's why I'm like, okay, I gotta let my friend slide. She's not with and the thing of it is, I do not know why. Because an absolutely gorgeous person that's made for camera, but she's just not a and I'm like, why not? She's so used to holding the camera.
Think about it like from perspective of, I'm just gonna use you in LA on the Source Sound stage. Okay, that's your element. My element is standing on the side of that stage, making sure ain't nobody getting on that stage, that your mic right, that, you know what I'm saying, the managers and everybody, the producers doing what they supposed to do. That's where I'm comfortable at. I'm comfortable with calling the shots behind the scene and making sure that all those supporting elements are in place. So to be on like this, I know ain't nothing but God saying, okay, you got to come out of your element. You never know when you got to do something. You don't never know, which I don't mind speaking, but just as a whole, that's not, young brother.
And the reason why this is great for you is because you always done it anyway, but you've done it more so in a management mode. But
Right.
on the PR side, this is it's all a part
The
of
same
it.
thing, right? You right.
Yeah.
Definitely right.
Yeah.
That's
You
and
might
that's
as
what
well
I
get
did.
comfortable for all these followers that we, are bringing on. You might
These
as well.
1.5 million followers. As
Right, 1.5. We up $1 million, baby. We up $1 million. You better believe it. We
Yeah.
up $1 million.
We
Yeah.
up 'em.
So, Miss Barbara, we are so thankful that you were able to join
Yes.
us tonight and to share your wisdom with us. You are so very much appreciated. We would love to have you on again.
My mama, so they can thank she for making a baby, for keeping it crazy, for keeping it shady, too clever to play me. Now 1, not 2, 10 times a lady, yeah. Y'all ain't giving it up, then we gon' have to take it. Ain't no way you can deny the real to give it up to these fakers. For all